Crazy how notifications don't work, so I have to follow on Twitch to catch the live streams. Oh man, that sucks. I just shared a link to my private Discord server. If you join that, the welcome channel will let you react to the message with a bell icon. If you do that, you automatically get my bot to send you a message when the stream goes live. So that way you can make sure to always catch the streams when they go live. But thanks anyway for making it. Following on Twitch and YouTube. Double commitment. Appreciate that. Anyway, happy Saturday everyone. First Saturday of the new year. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Yeah, let's just...
Congratulations!
I tried looking for whatever it is that's doing that. I can't find it. I'm really sorry about that. In any case, I want to show you something cool. Yesterday we merged my work into the game, and you can now see basically all of the Nibbin. Well, 80% of the Nibbin complete. So I figured that might be kind of cool to... Oh, fuck. I forgot I didn't have God mode on. I prepared everything. That's disappointing. I prepared everything at the start of the stream. Put in all the console commands, and the one thing I forget... It's fucking... God mode. Let's try that again then. Okay, toggle God mode. Okay, it's enabled this time.
It just works.
It does just work. Yeah, so all my work is now officially in the game. We still have to do like some polishing, and someone is working on the Imperial City, the city of Cheydinhal. This is where an Oblivion gate's supposed to spawn, so I'm just leaving the floating stuff because it's a good indicator that I have to do things around here. But the city of Cheydinhal is almost finished. Maybe done this weekend, if not somewhere next week, and then I'll be able to actually finish all of this and get it wrapped up. But outside of that, the area is looking really good. There's some minor things missing, like for instance the tower in the distance. It's covered in rock faces and cliffs. They currently don't have distant LOD yet. The LOD is what the game turns, for instance, a cliff or a rock into. You can see if I use FOV 10. For instance, that there's a very low detail version of that rock, which is the LOD. That makes stuff spawn in the background, so that, you know, even if you're not close to it, you do see what's gonna be there. It's kind of trippy view. But yeah, the cool thing now is that because of my work is merged, we have a lot of the LOD present in the game. Which gives an actual view of the area. So before, last week in the streams, you may have noticed that every time I ran through this this part of the map, there were no trees in the distance. It was like one big empty clump of land, and now it's actually inhabited by trees, and it's looking kind of good. So yeah, welcome officially sort of to the Nibbin, the last part that had to be landscaped for Skyblivion. There's a few minor things we still have to do. Well, some minor, some not as minor. The area above there, I never really finished, for instance. This part we're running through now, and I've said this a lot, so excuse me if you already heard me say this during one of the other streams, but it's what I refer to as the Upper Nibbin. It's inspired by like Middle-earth's Shire and the English countryside. It's a bit more
Time for a celebration!
timid, Heathrun, thanks for the sub. So I'm gonna turn off the alerts for now, just so I don't get too distracted. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It came out quite nicely. There you can see what the tower is actually supposed to look like now. The lower Nibbin is where we build the giant forest, which, as I mentioned before, now actually has a forest that you can see in the distance, so that's pretty cool. So, disable combat AI and give you the free cam view, because this is kind of nice. So you know the whole Nibbin has details, and that is the part we're going to be working on today's stream. It's kind of like the last part of the forest that I have to finish, but all of this, all of that, right up until the city over there is what we did in the last 2 months, so that's been pretty cool. And then we have the pine forest that we have to create up the mountain there, and a little bit in that direction, and then it really is done and dusted. So yeah, getting there. Excuse me. I'm using a console command, by the way, to get through the map quicker, so if you're wondering why that is, now you know. How many people are currently working on the project? I think my current estimate is about like 30 active developers. So you can see the difference, like this is where we worked and this is where we're gonna work on today. Thought it might be fun to work on this this inn and decorate it up a bit, and yeah, see what we can come up with together. This is also an interesting one. There's a small settlement here that's been attacked by necromancers, so unfortunately everyone is either dead or has since been resurrected. And this one also needs a bit more cluttering and details, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was worked on by another artist on our team before. I just took it over to finish it. Did interior for that shop? But yeah, I actually went in early today, and I could tell it was a Glitz original. Alright, yeah, that's kind of it. That's what I wanted to share and say. So with that in mind, I guess we can just get started. There's quite a lot going on in this area. We have the aqueduct here, which is also a dungeon. I started turning the outside of this into some kind of like a water temple. It's very early, but to start today off, I figured we'd work on the inn, finish the roads on this side, and then continue the forestation of the area, and hopefully we can get a good bit of work of that stuff done here today. Time will tell. I'll try turning on some of the alerts again. Sorry if you do something that doesn't get an alert on stream. It's just to try and reduce some of the noise. I'm just putting this here so I can visually see some of the assets I'm supposed to use in this region, because I've been working on the area above this now for a bit, and
thank you.
Sometimes a bit confusing.
Is it aqueduct?
Switch between things. Yeah, it's an aqueduct. It's no longer in use though. It's partially destroyed, mostly destroyed. So sorry, I'm gonna put on this glove. I've been using the creation kit so much, like these last 2 weeks, that my hand just hurts. The amount of work completed this last month has taken a physical toll. Aqueduct's underrated, yeah. This was not my idea. I didn't make the aqueduct, someone else did. So I'd love to take credit for it, but I can't. Alright, so since there's an aqueduct here, to start off, I'd like to make another path. Actually, there's a path going from underneath, so we don't need to create a path that way. That's good to know. Hey, Bremen. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Yeah, you too. Did the person who made it tell you if it was Elven or Imperials who made the aqueduct? Or did they say it's a mystery?
Let's go.
Neither. Loompa. Thanks, friends. Let's go.
Thank you, thank you.
Will this be a mod or a standalone like Enderal?
This is a standalone, but it's a standalone mod, so I guess both. I'm gonna prepare to freeze my taint off. All right, sounds like a plan. You have fun. Imperial Bridge, Aqueduct in Oblivion, or did you add it in? No, this is something that was just added by someone. You have hardware requirements to run the game. We're still testing on multiple systems. Yeah, we don't have like hard requirements just yet. Given where we are right now in development, can't really make those yet. But I think we have people running it on like decently low spec systems. Like if you can run Skyrim Special Edition on like high settings, you won't have a problem running Skyblivion. But either way, we'll have to do some optimization on our own end. But that has to be like down the line. It's a bit futile to do that now, if that makes sense. Is it possible to offer translation on release? I mean, people can freely translate the mods. Yeah, that's no problem. We've not changed dialogue, so existing translation should be fairly compatible with our work as well. Hey Ross, how's it going? Hey Ellie. Would be great to have built-in FSR. Yeah, unfortunately Skyrim doesn't have built-in FSR or DLSS for that matter, so that's not really gonna happen. But there are mods that offer that, so with some mods you can make a lot happen on this engine, luckily. That'll be a nice spot for a big tree. I like the look of these towers. Oh, I'm just gonna borrow one.
Oh, lovely!
Kit, thanks for the prime. Very kind of you. Ooh, that's a problem. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks Danny for the follow. Sorry for missing questions, by the way. It's very hard to keep track of the chat properly. Do assets that are partially hidden still render? Yeah, unfortunately the game does not, or the engine does not discriminate between an asset that's only partially visible or not. Either the whole asset gets rendered or doesn't get rendered at all. Hi, thanks for the hard work. My pleasure. Thanks for saying that. Morning, Tom. Alright, see, slowly but surely we're getting to an actual... what do you call it? A blockout? Oh, my computer ran out of memory. That's... I need to get more RAM. That's annoying. Hey, Cyanites. Whatever. What's the music? The music is from the Skyrim in concert from the London Orchestra. For Skyrim's 10th anniversary, there was a live performance of Skyrim music in London. So I'm using some of that music in my playlist because it's genuinely really lovely. What I'm doing now, I'm just trying to make the the landscape and the assets kind of flush, so that they're not poking out from each other when you're walking past them. It's a bit finicky in this engine, but I think we got it for the most part, so that's good. What's been your most favorite region to landscape now that you've been working on the last one? I really enjoyed doing the Gold Coast, but I'm also really enjoying the pine forest here, up and that way, that we were working on yesterday. That one is quickly turning into a favorite as well. Looks like we have to work on Sage Glen Hollow. Oops, on the exterior. So let's quickly see what that's like. What you just saw me click into, that's it's going to be a dungeon. I'm just going inside to see what the dungeon looks like, at least what the entrance looks like, so I can make something similar to that on the outside, so it kind of fits. Okay, so we have a cave. Wait, is this the entrance? This is the entrance. Ah, this is the entrance, okay. Have you been using the correct grass? I hope so. Okay, so it's a location which is a mix of Imperial and... or, forts and caves, so we'll have to think of something to do with that. Remind to save? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I disabled some of the notifications because it was getting a bit much. Hey, Larry. How's it going? Howdy, thanks for the follow. Wesley, thanks for subscribing. Right, I think this is pretty much okay, so we can move to adding some more fine details, and then we're good to start putting down plans and the like. Love finding spiders in my bed, good old Australia. I mean, to be fair, I find spiders in my bed as well. I think the difference is just the size. And if not the size, the toxicity of the poison they carry. Hey, Bozette. Welcome back.
Oh, lovely!
Rebel Z's lusty fan.
Thanks for the 10 months and the Prime. Hitman, thanks for subscribing to the YouTubes.
Oh, lovely!
Rebel Z's adoring Pog.
Hey, Sir Hans, welcome back. 18 months in the Prime. Cheers, dude. Mika, thanks for subscribing. Bart, thanks for the follow. Get a cat. Spiders will regret the invasion pretty quickly. Are cats really that interesting? Oh, I guess cats like anything that moves, really. I don't own a cat. I've never really seen a cat chase down spiders, but yeah. Now that I think about it, sounds possible. My dad worked in Australia for a spell, and at some point he and my mom went back to Australia just for a holiday. And the story that they love to tell is that at some point there was a spider in the car. Forget which one, but it was one of the really deadly ones. And he noticed. He tried to get my mom out of the car without freaking out because she's really afraid of spiders. And then they dosed like a whole canteen of spider venom, like specific spider venom, into the side panel of the car because they tried to get him out with like something plastic, but then he crawled into the door frame between the glass and the door. And since they had no idea where it went or where it could have gone, they just nuked the car, left it closed for a while, and then came back the next day. They never found the spider, though. So it's hard to say whether or not they actually got the bastard. I know my dad is not about actually killing animals or insects, I guess in this case, unless it's absolutely necessary, but since Australian spiders tend to be dangerous enough to kill you, he made the exception. He went to war. We just driven the car off a cliff. That would have worked. Wonder whether it was a phenomenon. I think it was one of the black ones with the red widow, black widow. Is that what it's called? Scarlet something. If dogs are men's best friend, cats are men's adorable little serial killers. That sounds about right. I can definitely notice this last week I'm getting a little bit burned out on working on this area because I'm getting what feels like slower and slower. When I was doing the pine forest yesterday, I was able to maintain an okay speed. But I've been doing this type of forest for so long now that I don't know, my brain is having trouble coming up with the correct workflow. Good thing it's nearly done. Just gotta power through. I got bit by a funnel web. Thankfully, the hospital was close by and I knew it was a funnel web. Jesus. How big is a funnel web spider? Because it's always the small ones, right, that are the most dangerous. I mean, not always, but... It can get pretty big? Okay. I don't think we have any interesting spiders in the Netherlands that can really do anything to you. And don't get me wrong, I'm okay with that. I am very much okay with that. Have you worked on a lot of interiors or most exteriors? I've done both. Like technically I've done more exterior or more interiors, because I think I've maybe done, I don't know, like 40, 50 interiors and only 3 exterior regions, but the regions have been a lot more work than the interiors in comparison. 10,000, thanks for the follow, and Ardent, thanks for subscribing. Hey, Fancy Pants, how's it going? What if I enable follows but disable the sound? Keep up the good work, very much appreciated. Thanks, appreciate that. Give me a sec, everyone. Yesterday you mentioned that the lodge should be updated today for the work that you had completed. Has that been updated? Will we see that later today or next time? Yeah, I'll probably show it off again later today, but if you subscribe to the second YouTube channel, !YouTube, you can watch it back there as well. It's one of the things I do like about streaming on YouTube now. It's a bit easier. At least to watch content back. Let's see if this worked. Eating a fricadelle, so life is good at the moment. Alright. The true staple of Dutch ingenuity. Alright, let's add some bushes. Thought I was watching every move, must be intimidating. Ah, you get used to it after a while. The character design of Todd in the game. Do we? Do we really? Funny enough, there's a surprising amount of things in the game that are called Todds. Like if I type Todd in the render window or in the object window, you can see this entire list is all stuff that is called Todd. This thing is called test for test Todd tree.
Water.
There's the test Todd letter, which if you open it up, it says this should be a short letter. Love, Todd. Which you can see. Let me show you that real quick because it's kind of funny. This is what the letter says. This should be a short letter. Love, Todd. There's a Dremora helm for some reason. There's a test Todd outfit. There's a test Todd topic. Test Todd mud crab. Test Todd man. Which I don't think he looks like Todd. There's a test Todd woman as well. Todd Daedrith. Todd man. Todd woman. Todd woman. A lot of Todd women. Another Todd man. A bunch of Todd men. A test Todd light. Why Todd needed a test light? I don't know. Just a regular light. There's a Todd barrel. A Todd crate. A Todd book. And a Todd scroll. So I don't think we need any more Todds in the game. This is not stuff that we added, by the way. This is stuff that was originally in Oblivion, and when we converted the data from Oblivion to Skyrim, it carried over. But yeah, there's a surprising amount of Todd in the game. Thanks, guy, for the follow.
Who's laughing now?
There he is. Should hide the letter somewhere as an Easter egg for Todd to find when he plays. I'm sure he will. I'm almost convinced, but alas, I won't. It's too immersion breaking. There actually is a better Todd Easter egg in the game. I'm not gonna spoil it, but one of the date requests has an homage to Mr. Howard.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch! I'm confiscating your stolen goods. Now pay your fine, or it's off to jail.
Man, I've gotten used to the guards. It doesn't scare me anymore. He only haunts my dreams now. Yeah, it's one of the channel redemptions we have, but there was a time where that got a jump out of me, but no, I've hardened since then. I've got nerves of steel. Skyblivion has shaped me, transformed me. Now that I can do. Captain Banana, of all people, to redeem that. I'm gonna wear it like this. Well, actually, let me try. I'm not doing like super detailed work now, so I can probably just do this with a helmet. We've got a good few trees. Let's put down a few flowers as well, and then an insect spawner or two, and then finally some animals, and then this portion is done, and then we can move a bit closer towards the inn around the corner there. Excellent fireworks. I like fireworks. Talking about fireworks, the latest roadmap video has been doing really well. We've gotten a huge influx of volunteers. Some people that I'm talking to right now, and we're working on some test assignments. But we're always looking for more people to help out. So if you are someone who has done modding for Skyrim, especially if you can work on interior locations such as a house or a cave, dungeons, that kind of stuff, we could still really use the help. So apply. Skyblivion.com/volunteer. The more people apply, the better, and also the faster the project will be completed. So that's kind of in your collective hands.
It just works.
All right, these no, not these. These these markers here are creature spawners, so those are things we want to sprinkle around the map just to give a bit of life. We also have rabbit spawners. Leveled rabbits. Can never have enough rabbits. Well, not entirely true, but worked on a game once back in like the early 2000s. Well, listen, if you have the basics down, like learning the creation engine really is not that hard. I think one of the reasons why the Skyrim modding community is so huge is because the tools are pretty intuitive. They're not terrible. Alright, let's check this out in game though. Wait, before we do that, debris. Hawkeye, thanks for thanks for the follow. And Zemptiplex, thanks for subscribing. I only just did this, but I color-coded the follows and the subscriptions so that if someone subscribes to YouTube, it's red, and if someone subscribes to or follows on Twitch, it's purple. Trying to block up this this entryway. It looks like shit, I know. It's fine. I definitely do need to put some debris on the outside as well, though, because right now it looks very fake. Kuna, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely top 10 Skyrim songs, hands down. Skyrim's music in general, it's fantastic. I'm pretty bummed I never got to see the Skyrim in concert. That would have been surreal to see this music getting played live. Talking about playing live, I'm ready to check this out. 30 and -5 are the coordinates I gotta spawn into. Can we kill Sindirion? Sorry, just out the route. I guess you could if you really want to. I actually made
water, drink, water, bitch.
Tom. How's it going? Crafty Tom is also one of the Skyblivion devs, and he sometimes streams, so yeah, give him a follow as well. What happens if you place an NPC with no nav mesh? Do they fall through the map or just run around crazy? Neither, actually. Oh, damn it, I don't have my plugin yet. That's my bad. Try that again. So, without nav mesh, for instance, these M markers are going to spawn an NPC. They're going to spawn wherever we put them in the map. They're not going to fall through because the assets and the ground have collision. So as long as there's something for them to stand on, they will not fall through the map. If you put them underneath the map though, they will, but then they should pop back up. So either way, you won't have NPCs falling into the void. But the main thing without nav mesh is that they cannot see where they are, so they don't see that there's a tree here, or that there's a bit of a ledge that they need to jump off of. And that's what nav mesh does. Like, it creates a second map on top of the map, on top of the map that we made. That's a bit more like a grid for them to navigate on. Alright, 30 minus 5. CW times 4 times 30 minus 5. Oh my god.
It just works.
Oh yeah, thanks for the follow. Right, so, well, you can see the difference because we just spawned in without the plugin and now with the plugin, so that's what we did. We made this stuff happen. Look at him go. Is it the albino? It is the albino! Is it? Yes, it's the albino. Oh, that's so cool. We have, so we have these, let me get the deer thing away. We have these bunnies in the game, and there's a super rare chance of spawning an albino, and I've never actually seen it. I got really excited once, and this is like 2 years ago, when I thought I saw like a bunny, which was an albino, but it was just the Gerald Mountain one, which is like a snow bunny. But this one has the red eyes, and a white coat. That is the albino. I'm pretty sure. This is my first time actually seeing it in game. I've gone in game like hundreds, thousands of times, but it's actually the first time seeing the albino spawning in. So that's cool. Surrounded by dead animals. I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, so the animals are behaving very weirdly because there's no nav mesh, so just ignore how derpy all this looks. fine though. Just gonna add maybe a few butterflies. Maybe a bird. Yeah, that's one of the normal bunnies right there. I can show you a good example of what happens without nav mesh. So the bunny will run away from us, but for instance, he can't see the rock, so he's just gonna keep running in that direction. Because as far as he can see, that's clear away from me. And that is why we need nav meshers, and that's why the whole map needs to be nav meshed. He is humping the rock, that is true. But he's only humping the rock because we're lacking the nav mesh. So nav meshers unite. Unite and join the effort. All NPCs share the same nav mesh? Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a humanoid, a bear, a giant, a troll, or a rabbit. They all share the same navigational mesh. Combative, thanks for subscribing. Alright, so I guess what we'll do now, since we've done this bit, is we'll move closer towards the inn over there. You have docs or links to guide on how to nav mesh. We used to, but we are at a stage now where we want people that have learned already how to nav mesh. So there's guides online. If you Google nav mesh Skyrim or creation kit nav mesh, there will be guides to help you. But in terms of applying, like, we're not actively teaching people anymore. We expect people to know how to nav mesh when they join the project, because we're past the stage of having time to teach people, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, someone asked if I could show the Nibbin with the updated LOD, so here we are. Okay, all of that is what we've done, and this small area here is what we still need to do. Not bad at all. Has the 2025 date put more pressure on you and the team? Yeah, safe to say it has. But that was kind of the reason why we wanted to set a date for ourselves to begin with. Because the problem, not the problem, the difficulty when working on a mod is that because you do it for fun, you don't want to put too much pressure on the people that are collaborating on the project, because you want this to be a fun experience. And anytime, you know, someone would apologize for like being late with handing in a claim, or taking a long time to even get back to me, I would always be like, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter, the project is a hobby, so you know, you should be working on this whenever you have time, and life always comes first. And that last part still rings true. Life always comes first. But if we don't hunker down and kind of dedicate ourselves to actually finishing the bottom line, which is a shippable, playable game, then something like this is unfortunately never going to get done, because you don't have hard deadlines and you don't have a common goal to work towards. So by setting a date for ourselves, We have something to work towards. We can set deadlines and parameters for ourselves, and we can create more measurable targets. Like what do we really care about to make it into the game, and what is stuff that's nice to have but doesn't really improve the user experience that much to allocate resources to it. And the only real resource, you know, if this was a game studio, you would have money to throw to either hire more developers or do like a marketing push or pay a recruiter to find people that can help out with your work. Since we're not a game studio and we're not selling this to the public, the only resource we have is time. And the time as a resource is already limited because this is for everyone like a hobby thing. It's not your full-time job. Even on myself, like I have a full-time job. I work 40 hours every week, and somehow I find between 20 and 40 more hours in my free time to dedicate to this, you know? And that's a tall ask, and not anything I require from anyone else in the team, and I would be lying if I said that my, for lack of the better word, obsession with the project is not a very healthy one. It can put a strain on your relationships with friends, put a strain on your mental health as well, because, you know, you might have trouble sleeping sometimes, thinking or worrying about what to do about certain issues. But that's something that I've kind of made my peace with. I've a really big sense of responsibility for anything that happens with the project. I feel very responsible for anyone that's dedicated any amount of time, because at the end of the day, a lot of people committed to working on the project because I convinced them that this is something that is, you know, doable and shippable. So I want to do right by everyone that's helped out, no matter how big or small, and make sure that at the end of the road, everyone gets, you know, their name in the credits and the opportunity to help ship a product that hopefully will be played by many thousands of people. I didn't even know what the question was. I kind of just went on a tangent there. But I hope that was interesting. Insightful, or both. Because this is supposed to be a cave. I'm gonna lower the landscape a bit. Thanks for the save reminder. I had a friend, for instance, yesterday asked me if I wanted to play a game while I was streaming. And it's moments like that where it's kind of impossible for me to go along with that. And instead of, you know, spending time with a friend, you spend time behind a monitor talking to people halfway across the world. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all, but it's a choice you have to make, or a choice I choose to make. Because no one's putting a gun to my head and forcing me to do this. It's all out of my own free will. I want to do this. I want to see it to the finish line. So it's more about, I guess, taking part of the responsibility to make that happen. It's also something that
celebration!
Thanks for subscribing, and thank you, Zendrapi. A big part of that's also that I feel like it's it's wrong to expect people to put in the time and effort to help make something, and then you, as kind of like a, not to be arrogant, but for this project, I've become like a pretty significant part of it. So to be in a position where you ask people to help out and then not put in the time and effort yourself, that feels wrong. I've never worked a job where the boss or the manager was slacking off and you were like, oh, that's cool. That's nice that he gets to take it easy and I'm doing all the work. So that's also a big part of why I'm trying to put in as much time and effort while I still can. Oh, and also it's something that I thought was kind of funny. A question that I saw popping up. The reason I'm streaming a lot at the moment, it's not because there's rumors of an Oblivion remaster, and I'm stressing about that. The reason why I'm streaming a lot is because, well, one, we had the new video that that went out, but also I've taken like 2 weeks off of work, so I'm spending a lot of time on the project just because I have more time to spend on it. But it's it's not because supposedly there's a remaster in the works. I kind of don't believe that to begin with. Who knows, maybe it is true. I don't know what I'm talking about at the end of the day. Thanks for following, Mamba. Hey, Atmalik. You should upload these little independent talks about development. I think people will find it very interesting. It's kind of whatever to me. I did notice we have a Skyblivion subreddit, and one of the viewers uploaded a few clips from stream to there. He did ask if I was okay with that, and I don't mind at all. So I guess some of you guys are already doing that, and again, that's totally cool with me. I don't mind that. Thanks for the follow. Alright, that looks a bit like a cave entrance to me. Hey Selfmade, how's it going? Thanks for the follow, and welcome to the chat. Hola. No hablo español. Are there any new points of interest in Skyblivion? Oblivion had large areas of empty space, and I'm wondering if you found ways to make those more interesting. Oh yeah, we found a lot of ways to make it more interesting. I think the biggest difference with Oblivion and Skyrim, and that's not me shitting on Oblivion, because I love Oblivion, obviously, is that Skyrim has a lot more man-made points of interest, and that's because the map as a whole had a lot more like actual work done on it. And the same is true for Skyblivion. I mean, you're watching me right now working on the exterior map, so hopefully that's a pretty decent indication of the time and effort that's going into remaking the map, and I'm trying my best to add a lot of interesting points for you to come across. A lot of it has no meaning in that it's not a quest location, it's not a dungeon, it's just something to come across. Maybe a good example is this. We made this yesterday on stream. Was it yesterday or the day before? I forget. But in any case, it's a very nice representation of a point of interest that it adds nothing to the game in terms of content. It's just something for you to find and come across, and it yeah, gives you a nice view. See you later, Cyanide. think my favorite is the Picnic Island. Yeah, that's a good one. That's in the it's in the Fall Forest. It's a really nice area. I didn't make that one. That was the Ludist who worked on that. He has since, unfortunately, he hasn't left the team officially, but he's not been around for like the last year or two. So I secretly hoped he would come back for the last part of development, you know, helping it get to the finish line, but it's all good. He's working on his own mods these days, so the name I've not heard in a while. Yeah, Blast from the Past. Yeah, it's one of the tricky things with a project like this is that people filter in and out. I've been doing this for the better part of a decade, and I've made a lot of friends. And the Ludus, for instance, which is not his real name, by the way, I still keep in touch, and we do play games every once in a while. But you know, people come and go, and unfortunately, he is gone from the project, but not gone from my life, as it were. So we're still friends, and we still chat, keep in touch. This actually reminds me that I'm probably gonna just send him a message tonight just to see how he's going, or how he's doing. But yeah, that's just part of it. It's the same as if you work at a company. Like over time, you'll make friends, and sometimes those friends will find other jobs elsewhere, and it's a bit hard sometimes to keep those relationships after you've parted ways from something that you had in common. That urge to remind people to come back must be hard to resist. Yeah, because you kind of don't want to, you know, put a gun to people's head and force them to work on this. You know, like you want them to be here because they want to be here. I think the motivation should come from within. It's hard to try and just force people to come back that way. Depends. Like it can be done tastefully, maybe, but I don't want to put more strain on people than I need to, or on myself for that matter. Because someone leaving the project is one thing, but coming back, then you have to figure out what they have to work on, and if they, for whatever reason, don't respond for a while, or are a bit slow with whatever it is that they're supposed to be working on, that's also, you know, another thing to chase down every time. Sometimes things just run their course, and that's okay. Doughboy, thanks for the follow. Is it difficult to become a world builder like this for a game / making it a job? Probably. I don't do this for a living, so as far as the job part of the question, I don't know. But I can tell that it's taking a few years for me to be able to learn how to do this well. But like with all things, experience comes with the time you put into something. So as long as you're willing to learn, you can learn how to do it. Doe-stroy. So 2 does in a row following on Twitch. I'm always worried when reading stuff like that if there's like a bot attack happening or not. Doe-stroy and Doughboy, you guys real? Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're real. Good. Hey, man. Welcome. Sorry, I just had to check. When 2 doughy individuals follow you in quick succession, it just it makes sense to do a sanity check, you know? Hope I'm real. And what if you're just stuck in the Matrix? Godzilla. Thanks for subscribing. Will you be at C3? Also, hello from Rotterdam. Hey, man. Yeah, I will be at C3. We are gonna be there on a Saturday. That's all I know for now. Weird follow-up question, but did the release of Fallout London give you extra motivation and drive for the Skyblivion project? Not so much extra motivation and drive, but I'm really impressed with what they managed to put together in a fairly short amount of time. I was lucky enough to also meet with some of the people from that team, which was is always fun because you're able to talk to like-minded individuals. But yeah, like really impressive stuff. Pretty nice guys, so they have my support. however much that means. Actually, what was really funny, I spoke to one of those guys, one of the lead developers for it, and in talking to him, he told me at some point that he applied to Skyblivion like really early on in the early days, but at the time it was still pretty young and unexperienced, something along those lines, and he ended up leaving because his skill set wasn't really up there with what we were working on at the time. And then he fell into Fallout London, and as he began, learning how to get better and better, he took like a more leading role in that project and managed to do a lot of really good work there. So that was kind of fun to touch base again. Because the thing is, with a project like this, people never really use their real names, right? It's always like your username. So it's not like you're out in the wild and you're like, oh, Tom, it's you. It's like, oh, Mr. Blue Pants 37. That name rings a bell. Because you introduce in real life, you introduce yourself usually as the actual person, then you're like, oh, so what's your name on Discord? And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know who you are. Does that make sense? It makes some sense to me, but even to me it sounds like gibberish. Mostly gibberish. Black plane. This is a foggy effect I like to use to kind of like hide the fact that you have a black plane in the back of the cave. It's one of the little tricks to work with the limitations that we have, given the engine and how it likes to do certain things. Works pretty well. Got a pretty neat little cave going now. That's good. Turned out better than I thought it would. Hide that with the rock. Thanks for the follow. Consider this a kind reminder that we have more people on this project that stream. So especially if you're watching on Twitch, below there's something called the Adventurers, which is our stream team. That's where, oops, you can find links to other people that semi-regularly stream on this project. I have to say I'm a little bit nervous about the lake because I really want this lake to be super beautiful. And I'm sure I can do that, but yeah. Sometimes it's nice going into something with no expectations at all, because then it can only come out well-ish. Well enough. Hey, easy. Also just came from YouTube. Welcome. Also moved over from YouTube. Well, thanks. Thanks for the follow. PD Powell, thanks for the follow.
Time for a celebration!
Matchsticks, thanks for becoming a member. Will, thanks for subscribing. Stiff for the follow.
Oh, lovely!
Striker, thanks for the Prime. Thanks for remembering to use your Prime and choosing us to use it on. I hope you enjoy the Todd Howard and Adoring Fan emotes. Days, thanks for subscribing. Huguenots, thanks for the follow. Are you doing this to like lend copying? Is that what this is? I'm not sure what you mean. What I'm doing is I'm creating the map. So we start off with a blank canvas like here, and then we slowly add details. Like there's a dungeon here. There is an inn. There's a bridge that leads over to the other side, or an aqueduct that used to lead to the other side. There's a little water bridge. So we try and create just like a unique and lively map slowly. But surely. It's getting a nice little trail from one point to the other.
Cheese
Have to connect
for
properly.
everyone!
Kazir. Thanks for dropping the cheese, dude. Very kind of you. Grazie. Remember that from Inglourious Bastards? Love that scene. I think in terms of like blocking out and detailing, that's it's kind of good enough for this general area. So let's maybe change it up to adding some finer details. Yeah, thanks again, Kazir. Enjoy ad-free stream. To whoever ended up getting subs, yeah, that's very kind. Oh, to be honest, I'm so hungry right now. Like my stomach has been growling for the last hour. Makes it hard to think. Follow Nock and Patrick. Eat a Snickers. I'm at that age where I'm trying really hard not to eat candy and stuff, you know? Because it gets harder and harder to get rid of the side effects, so to speak. I never really have stuff like that in the house. Just slapping down bushes left and right, and then we can put down some trees. Please go eat and take care of yourself. Oh, it's alright. I'm not gonna stream for like a super long time anyway. I have a housewarming to get to in an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna eat something after the stream and then I'll make my way over there. But thanks for thinking of me is, I guess, the best way to say that in English.
Time for a celebration!
Josh, thanks for remembering. We create some landscape painting around the rocks to make the transition a bit less harsh. The rock material also makes smaller pebbles spawn as part of the grass that's assigned to it, so all that helps make it a bit less jarring. Not really a big deal if I forget it, but it's a nice touch whenever I do remember it. Andrew, thanks for subscribing to YouTube. Sorry if I don't catch every single follow or subscription, but I try my best. Okay. Let's hop in game again and see how we fare. Hey Grim, Rebel's Eyes, what are some of your favorite games? Skyrim. It's it's pretty high up there, given all the crap I have. Oblivion is an all-time favorite. Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm very fond of. Red Dead Redemption 2, Rayman 3, Strongholds, mainly Stronghold Deluxe and Stronghold Crusader, the first one. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the old one, Modern Warfare 2, and Call of Duty 4, the ones from 2009 and 2007 or 6. What am I forgetting? The Witcher 3. Else. Cyberpunk 2077. I've not properly played Cyberpunk. I tried it a few times. This is not gonna get old. But I got to the part where the thing happens with Jackie, and then maybe like an hour, 2, 3 afterwards. But I kind of stopped playing after that. But I got the game on launch, and it was in not the best state then. And my computer also couldn't really run it. Aren't you? Oh yeah, DayZ. DayZ is one of my most played games of all time. And it came from a mod. So, yeah. That one, thanks for remembering. I literally played that yesterday. After I stopped streaming yesterday, I got dinner and I played that with a friend. Yeah, we just made this though. Not to draw attention from the excellent question, but where is the cave? It's not this way. Is it this way? It is this way. Please never play Factorio. I looked at that a couple times. I don't know, it never really griped me. No, this is not where the cave is. What the fuck? Where is the cave we just made?
Thank you.
Early strongholds were absolute
What
bangers.
percentage of the map
yeah.
terrain is going to be made original compared to 1-to-1?
In all honesty, I think maybe 5% of the map is original, 1-to-1. Maybe less. Like we did a pretty extensive overhaul of the map. Okay, this is ridiculous. Why can I not find the cave? Oh, I'm way too much to the right. It's all the way there. Okay. North. Have you played Enderal? I did. I didn't finish Enderal though. In general, like the last couple of years, I've had real trouble playing games because I put a lot of time into this. I have spouts of trying to play games. Like I played Red Dead Redemption up until a month ago, and then I got just really sucked into Skyblivion again, and I've just been doing that every day. Played a bunch of DayZ mod during Arma 2 and Battle Royale. Bought both games as standalones, never played once. Oh, I got like 3,000 hours in DayZ, I think.
Hello? Who's there?
Who's that? Do I have God mode? Maybe once? Nope, I don't. That's good to know. Whoa. Ooh, my armpit's showing. I need to fix the fogginess because it's a bit poking out a little bit. Lofty Boar, thanks for subscribing. Give me a second. Sorry, forgot to unmute. My partner just called, but funny enough, from my window, yeah, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see this, but the window right next to the desk, it looks over the street, and I could see her biking this way while she was calling, so we were just like... Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm even telling you this. What does matter is this is what we did today. We didn't get as much work done as I would have liked, but it's another step towards finishing the region. It's pretty easy as well to tell what's been done and what hasn't now because of the distant detail. Am I going the right way? Howdy, thank you for the Prime. Thanks for remembering to use the Prime and choosing us to use it on, man. My god, this is a thick-ass forest. Good Applant, thanks for the follow on Twitch. And TJ, thanks for subscribing to YouTube. I'm getting tongue-twisted because for whatever reason it's following on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube, and it's confusing my brain because it feels like the same thing. Thanks for the save. Anyway, I wanted to get a little bit closer because I noticed the trees weren't spawning in. But today we did this chunk here. So that's like one... It's like 2 or 3 more chunks like that. 3 or 4 more chunks like that, and we've finished officially the Nibbin. So give or take 3-4 more days maybe. So that's really cool, and then I'll go back to finishing the pine woods because that's technically part of the mountain landscape, treating that as separate. Yeah, that's pretty hype. Pretty hype indeed. There's also some smaller changes I have to make, because, for instance, the forest here really needs to be pines as well, because pines and mountains go hand in hand, and it doesn't really make sense for the pines to be there but not there. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming this, but if we do finish this last part of the map, and we're really damn close now, I'm going to do a final polishing pass on the rest of the map. I've already done Blackwood. I didn't stream that, but I did that with just people on the team while being on Discord calls. I did a part of the Jarrow Mountains as well. So up next would be the Heartlands, and that will be a fairly significant undertaking because the Heartlands is the first area you spawn into. But overall, I am pretty content with my own progress, at least at the end of 2024, and Now slowly getting into 2025 as well. Funny enough, I had no idea what I was going to do with this part of the map a month ago. But turned out well. Is Skyblivion standalone or a mod? It's a standalone mod. And I'm not joking, I'm not sure what else to tell you. It's both the things you ask. Oh yeah, fog. I do have to remember that, which is more difficult than you think. Yeah, nice lush forest. Actually, thanks to you guys that it is this lush. Initially, I wanted to make it less dense. But that's also why I enjoy doing these things live, because you can get more input. And not saying everything you guys tell me gets made in the game, but you know, sometimes you guys have good ideas. We have the elven Chad hugging the tree. Been following the project since my friend showed me in April and looks amazing so far. Only thing to ask about is will Chameleon and Water Walking be permanent enchantments again? They are my favorites in the original, and you guys are patching glitches like duplication or looking at them. As far as the enchantment goes, we have someone looking at magic right now, and it's kind of up to him, to be honest. I don't really have any input, because I trust his judgment more than my own. He has more experience with that kind of balancing, and I'm just going to leave him to decide that on his own. Are you guys patching glitches like duplication or leaving them in? No, we're not doing that. I understand, like, it's funny enough, it's a question we get quite a lot. A lot of the times people are asking about, oh, there was this funny bug in Oblivion, are you gonna remake it? Because I really enjoyed it, but you have to understand that the amount of effort that would go into creating a bug that this engine doesn't have is astronomical. And kind of crazy. Making this is already kind of crazy, but taking it so far that you start recreating bugs, that's when you know you've lost it. That's 2 bridges too far. Why is this statue hugging a tree? So I put the tree through the statue because the statue has been there for a long time, and the tree slowly grew through the arms of the statue. So he's not actually hugging the tree. Ooh, this tree is floating, by the way. Alright, fix the fog and fix the floating tree over here. Let's see where that is. 28 and 5. Wait, what did I say it was? 21 and 5? 28 and 5. You. And that should fix that. Because I'm terrible at remembering to explain stuff to you guys, because I keep forgetting that sometimes people have never seen this stuff before. I'll just quickly go over this. So we made a cave, this really big orb. That is what we call an auto load door. So if you walk through that, you automatically get transported into whatever is behind it. So in this case, it's a dungeon, a cave. It's existing out of two layers. You have the green and the red. The green is when you start seeing a name pop up. In this case, like Glen Hollow, I think it's called. The red, if you walk into that zone, that is when you start getting pulled in and teleported. Then we have this box, which is kind of misplaced, and it's just because it's buggy, which is a box for the fog. It should be where the actual fog is. It's not. I don't know why. This is a Skyrim asset too, so you'd have to ask Bethesda. Then this pretty little fella is a teleport marker. So when you get out of the cave, wherever the triangle on the front is facing, that's where your face is going to be looking. So what you never want to do is you never want to put your face towards the cave, because it would be kind of weird walking through a cave backwards. So you always point that towards whatever. Another important thing with that is to make sure that you put that marker on the edge of the orb, because you don't want to do it otherwise. It's just a rule we have. And then this is a unique one to Skyblivion, so you can ignore that one. But it's essentially the same as this big M, and the M is a map marker. So you know how sometimes when you haven't discovered a location yet, and you see like a grayed out icon on your compass, that is what this thing does. So if you've not yet found it, it'll show up on your map as an undiscovered location, and then when you get close enough to it, it unlocks in this case, the cave icon. So that's a crash course. And lastly, this is a spawner for enemies. In this case, it spawns a conjurer. So there you go. There you have it. Which reminds me to also add some butterfly spawners, or at least an insect spawner. I don't think I tried to check out the nice little elevated area there. Punky, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the follow, for the save. We'll quickly go to 28 and 5. Yeah, I'll do the floating tree now. Did you change a lot of quests, how they play out, like you did with the Battle of Bruma? Not really how they play out. I guess in some cases the quests are made a little bit more interesting or dynamic. But they generally play out the same, because the quests themselves are not changed, like context-wise. If you have to go into a cave and defeat some goblins, you will still have to do that. We may just give you a choice to have like a few traps you can set off, or you can sneak around and only kill the goblin chief, and then the goblins will kind of scatter, stuff like that. Alright. And with that, my watch for today has ended. I have other commitments to get to, but I thank you all very much for joining. Yeah, good stream, good ideas. Well done, team. Wrong screen.
Congratulations!
Still the wrong one. That's the right one. Yeah, thank you very much for all the follows on YouTube and Twitch. If you want, there's a link to my personal Discord server and social media. Yeah, feel free to give me a follow there. I'm also on the... what's it called again?
It just works.
The new Twitter, Blue Sky. Generally at Rebel Size everywhere, so if you want to follow me anywhere, that's how you do that. you guys
Drink
go
water,
chat
drink
amongst yourselves. I'm
water,
gonna see if
drink water,
anyone
bitch.
from the Skyblivion team is online and streaming besides myself. And otherwise, we'll just
Drink
see if
water,
anyone
bitch.
from the Skyblivion. Shut up. Yeah, thank you guys for the incredible support. If you haven't yet, please do go watch the Skyblivion roadmap video. I'll throw it in the chat, see if I can find it. Where is it? No, not the trailer. Path to release. Almost 500,000 views already, so that's really cool. There we go. If you can leave a like on the roadmap video, leave a comment, that really helps push the video on YouTube. It's a huge help. I know it doesn't sound like it, but other than that, you know, turn on notification bells and follow and subscribe and all that. And I will see if there's anyone else streaming. Doesn't look like it. That's too bad. In that case, who can we raid? Alright, unfortunately I don't really see anyone that I know, so I think we're just gonna leave it here. Spam some hearts in the chat for yourselves. Thanks for keeping the chat positive. Can't understate how much I appreciate that. So yeah, thanks for being excellent. And Brian B, thanks for subscribing. Shimzer, thanks for following. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. Spend it well. And see you in the next one. Alright.